in New York City. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Modelo Man Cave. Joshy, Jana, Bobby will be on tonight. A couple others will be joining in, but while we're here, might as well go ahead and just kick it off. What's up, Joshy?
What up, man?
Livin, brother. Just got to keep on living. Want to bring in the great, the incomparable, one of my favorite guys on the radio, maybe my favorite guy on the radio. I love the cynicism and just his overall knowledge of all things Tennessee sports is not paralleled. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Dixon, welcome in, buddy.
TGMD.
Yeah, good to be on. Caught a few
Dixie, thanks for joining us, man. I happen to think you might be the man.
You are the man, Dixie.
I'm sure you say that to every quote unquote guest you have on.
We don't have any guests, Matt. You're the first.
Yeah, we hardly ever have guests.
I don't want to be
on
considered a guest either. I'm just a fan like everybody else.
You're part of the family now.
Yeah.
When Christopher Gabriel comes on, Bobby tends to swoon pretty hard.
No, Nagy. I get chubbed for
Oh
Nagy.
yeah. Well, the Cookie Man when Logan comes on, you get pretty.
I love me some Logan Clinton, but he and I are friends.
You get
We're
verklempt.
friends IRL. So
So let me think here. I got to put on my reading glasses. So for everybody watching on YouTube, thank y'all if you are watching on YouTube. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the likes and subscribes we can get over on the channel. Don't laugh at my reading glasses. I am old. Dixie, I want to ask you a couple questions off of my list that I made up. What in this bye week did we need to do, and we need to do, and show it tomorrow? What do we need to do better on defense that can make a real difference?
Probably figure out what you need to do in pass coverage because it's just not been very good. Obviously, the injuries play a big part of that, but you're getting to the point in the season where Gibson's not coming back. McCoy kind of had a setback, I guess, during the bye week, so he might not come back. Who knows? Your pass rush has been pretty good when it gets home and you're getting a bunch of sacks, but you let teams go up and down the field on you. Throwing the ball, your safety plays kind of is what it is. So I just think you got to figure out what you want to do, in the back end to kind of mask some of the maybe deficiencies there to keep. Arkansas tomorrow is going to have a decent passing game. Alabama is obviously pretty good. So, but yeah, definitely the pass coverage has got to get better.
Yeah. Jordan Moore, who partners with me on a lot of things, he's brought up a lot of stats because that's really what he is. He is the best stats guy around. We're like top 10 in the country on first and second down defense. And we're about as bad as you can possibly be on third and 6+. And I'm hoping, and I feel like it's true. I feel like that's something that can be corrected because I think most of those conversions aren't due to athleticism and ability. I think those are mental. Not being in your right drops in the right spot in zones and linebackers not getting to their spot, safety's not getting theirs, corners not dropping deep enough and playing the sticks, things like that. That's my hope. Kind of wanted your take on that our real Achilles heel on defense is our ability to get off the field on money downs.
Yeah, very much so. The defensive numbers aren't terrible on third downs, but in the key spots, like in that Georgia game, were obviously really bad. Syracuse had some success there in the second half. So yeah, it's very true, and you've got to be able to get off the field. That's what Tennessee was so elite at that last year.
Yep.
And they were elite in the red zone, and that's been another kind of big struggle for this defense this year. They can't keep teams out of the end zone. So yeah, those things happen. Some of the mental stuff, I think that's probably true. You might have some athleticism, question marks at one of your linebacker spots.
Yeah.
With T-Lander, but they've been playing Spillman more there.
Yeah. I think Spillman starts tomorrow.
I do too. Yeah. I mean, he's a little too undersized, but he is kind of your best option there, I think, especially the way Arkansas can space the field.
Yeah.
So the one thing is more of a big picture thing with the defense is it doesn't seem like other teams' quarterbacks are ever really confused in what we're doing. Like whether that's pre-snap or post-snap, it doesn't seem like we disguise anything.
Not at all.
And that's the thing. A lot of teams have been doing, kind of that simulated pressure stuff. We don't do any of that. We don't have these like exotic blitzes. We usually, if we show blitz, we blitz. We don't usually do anything crazy. And I just think the opposing quarterback kind of always has a pretty good idea of what coverages we're in, and that doesn't help for some of this stuff either. And that's kind of been a 3 or 4 year problem with Banks. I guess it's just not his philosophy, but
it's not.
I do think it does come back to bite us at times.
Yeah, I was looking today. We're playing cover 1 or cover 3 about 85% of the snaps. I mean, we live and die in those two coverages. Cover 1, for those that don't know, is a single high safety with 5 guys underneath in man coverage. And that single high safety just has responsibility for the deep half of the field, and he helps where he feels is necessary. Or sometimes if a team's got a really elite receiver, he'll shade to that elite receiver. And then cover 3 is that single high safety's in the middle, and the 2 corners that are outside that are in man and cover 1, they're dropping deep. So each of those 3 guys have deep thirds, and then the remaining 4 guys in coverage have the underneath. The 2 linebackers have middle. The star has a flat, and the opposite safety, not the middle safety, but the opposite safety, normally the strong, has the opposite flat. So, and those 2 defense pre-snap should look like you want to disguise it and have those look the same before the quarterback snaps the ball so he doesn't know which one you're in. But you're right, Dixie. We do not disguise it. You can the biggest example is Stockton knew every time we were in cover 1, which was the man, and he just immediately was going after 4. I'm with you. I would love for us to be able to not tip our cap pre-snap so much with those 2 coverages, because it makes it, if the quarterback knows, it's just 10 times easier on him. If I'm going to ask you guys this, J-Mo sent me, Jordan Moore also sent me something earlier today. This is a stat too. Ohio State just is the example I'm going to use because they're elite on defense. They're number 7 nationally against the run, and this is against the run adjusted for your schedule, meaning it's not just going off the yards you've given up on the year. It's also going up, have you played the 85 Bears and the 08 Patriots, etc. It's going off, yeah, you've given up 200 yards in a game, but you weren't playing ETSU, you were playing Oregon that week. So Ohio State's number 7 nationally against the run with the schedule adjustment factored into how good you're doing based on who you're playing. Anybody want to guess where Tennessee's at on that list? Dixie, Bobby, Jana, Joshy?
I'm sorry, you broke up. Who are you referring to on that list? I'm sorry.
So did you understand what I was saying about the list?
No, I guess I missed that. I was trying to listen.
Okay.
It was breaking up some.
I'll try to be quick and make it make sense. This is the list of defense against the run. Ohio State is 7th in the country against the run, but it's not just simple as tallying up every team's yards and going in that order. It's also adjusting for the teams you've played.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, like if you played the 85 Bears and you gave up 200 yards, you're not going to get as punished for that as you would if you gave up 200 yards versus ETSU. So it's how good you are against the run with your schedule adjusted to factor that in. Ohio State's number 7. What would be your guess as to where Tennessee is on that list?
I would say like 13 to 16, somewhere in there. Because I don't think Mississippi State's a great running football team. I do think that was scheme for us, as you and I have discussed. But I would say 13 to 16, just a guess. I think we're pretty good against the run.
Nationally? Okay. Nationally? Yeah. All right. That's a good guess. Joshy?
I'm going to say 20th.
Okay. Dixie? What do you think?
I'd be surprised if it's top 25, honestly.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Georgia had about 200 on you. Obviously, State had 200. Now, they had to carry like 50-something times to get there. But,
yeah,
I'd say maybe in that 35, somewhere 30 to 40.
Well, I'll start by saying I was surprised Ohio State's was actually 7th. I thought they would be 1 or 2 on that list. I'm guessing that's got to be playing like their best opponent was Texas, and then it was like Washington, who I don't guess, and then Minnesota.
Probably Minnesota was their next best.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe why they're not 1 or 2, because I think they're elite. But I expected outside the top 25 because I thought we've been porous against the run against those two teams, which our yards per carry against Georgia were good, allowed. But nevertheless, we're 10th on that list.
Oh, wow.
So based on who we're playing, we're not defending the run poorly. And I guess that's why we're probably really, really high ranked nationally on how good we're playing defense on first and second downs. It's the third downs, and there's been quite a few fourth downs that teams have went and hit us with the pass play a lot. So we have been much better throwing the football this year. I don't think there's any way to dispute that than we were the last 2 years. We haven't been as good at running the football the last 2 years. And I want to get everybody's opinion on this, their take. And if we'll see the run game be better tomorrow, but it's more about just an overall aspect of where we're at. We, myself and Jordan were talking, and we think the run game maybe isn't as potent right now as it has been in the past couple of years or the past 4 years, because we have gotten away from the wide splits a ton this year. We have went to lots of bunches and not spreading teams out and making them declare how many they're going to put in the box. And now when you do that, you're taking away that numbers advantage that we used to have, which means you're having to block better, because before it was we would just create an extra running lane, an extra gap by spreading you out and making you put more guys out wide outside the hashes to cover, and that would give us an advantage, and we wouldn't even have to block it as well. We would actually have an extra blocker in that situation. And now playing more of this offense we went to, which I think it had to happen. Our passing game is much more complete now by having more we can do formationally with tighter, wider, doing both. Do you guys buy into our take that where we've went away from not being primarily in all those wide splits, that maybe is some of the reason our running game isn't as potent as it has been the last 4 years? And it's a give or take. We're passing the ball better now, but we're not running it quite as well. But the offense is more efficient now. What's your takes on that?
Go ahead and take that one, Dixie.
No, I think all that's very, very true. The split deal, you can create a numbers advantage when you just have those guys go out wide, and gives you some free yards if the plays are blocked properly. So I think that's a big part of it. The other one that I think might be is I just think once Aguilar got to campus, your focus was so much on him and the passing game that maybe you devoted a lot of just attention to that in practice and in meetings and things, that you kind of let the running game slip a little bit, kind of that trade-off, and obviously it's worked out for the better. I think you have probably emphasized, making sure Aguilar is comfortable in the offense more than maybe you normally would have, and that's taken away some of that, because I felt like last year, Sampson was really, really good and really just carried you. Your offensive line was okay run blocking. I don't think they were quite as good as their numbers, because that's where all the creativity in the offense was last year. It wasn't in scheming guys open. It was creating double teams and creating numbers advantages in the run game for Sampson to get into the second level. And so we haven't seen as much of that this year either. And I guess that could be somewhat because they had to basically flip their offensive line in 3 spots on the day of the first game. Probably is a factor there too. But all that's fair. But like you said, Rusty, the trade-off is you have a better scoring and more efficient offense because your passing game's been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, Dixie, thank you for the segue there. That's exactly where I was going. I think our passing game is so good that we don't need to worry about the rush. I mean, not need to, but you know what I mean, as much as we did last year. And we're not trying to control games because we can score points again.
And a lot
of control games.
And a lot of the run game, Bobby, is now the short passes where we're running so much mesh stuff. You're getting Staley the ball like 5 or 6 yards, or Kitzelman 5 or 6 yards in the middle of the defense behind the line. That's a lot of your running game, is those short, quick throws. So I think that might be a little bit of it too.
Yeah, agreed.
So lastly, on the topics that I had before we start talking about other.
In that vein, can I drop something? Because I agree with you.
I would love for you to.
Almost using your wide receivers as secondary running backs. I like the thought of what you just said, right? Like, you're using these quick screen games and these little passes out of the backfield. And even your tight ends, we're using a tight end more this year than I think we've ever used it under Heupel. We've thrown to them a bunch, even though half of them get batted into the air and intercepted. So, yeah, back to that end, I think that's a really solid point that I hadn't thought about in the run game.
Yeah.
Those short and intermediate passes are taken away from our run game. Because last year we get 5 yards with Sampson, and this year we're getting 5 yards thrown to Kitzelman or something. I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah. No, I think I think all those different things are why the run game hasn't been quite as potent. And Dylan Sampson's not on campus, and I think we got really good backs this year, but I don't know that we have another number 6. I think Starr's really good. I actually think Bishop's playing really well. I think it's more the scheme and the way we're doing things. And again, if it's working, if the offense as a whole is working better, that's ultimately what matters.
And it's by committee too.
Yeah, yeah. So this is just a fan thing. Do we want to be worrying about who wins and loses ball games outside of when Tennessee plays? Or do we actually want to be worrying about help, or do we need to be worrying about win our damn ball games and the rest of it doesn't matter? So that way I can pull, because the conventional wisdom says I'm supposed to pull for Alabama tomorrow because we play them and we can beat, and if we beat them head to head, it doesn't matter if they win tomorrow. And we need Mizzou getting a loss because we don't get a chance to play them. But my heart wants to cheer for Missouri tomorrow because F Alabama. But needing help, quote unquote, needing other things to fall our way, other dominoes to topple, says that I'm supposed to pull for Alabama. What's everybody's take on that? Win our damn ball games and it doesn't matter, or let's cheer for help? Not everybody at once.
I feel like cheers for help, in my opinion.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I ain't watching neither one of them two idiots play.
Dorkowitz and who?
Yeah, dimwit.
Yeah, Drake and Fifth. And
Drake
Yeah,
and-
I mean, I just like I can't cheer for Alabama to win a football game. I just can't do it.
Thank you. Me
I mean,
neither.
I'm not necessarily pulling for Missouri either. I don't want Alabama to ever win games.
Same.
I'm not cheering for Georgia, not cheering for Florida. Like I just can't do that. And it's like one of these things that this playoff era is like a fundamental shift that fans, I feel like a lot of fans have where like you're not like hate watching and rooting against teams that are longtime rivals anymore. And it's, there's no wrong answer to it because you can fan however you want.
Yeah.
But I'm not cheering for it. Like I'm just not. I'm kind of with you. If you go 10-2, you're going to be in the playoffs. If you go 9-3, you're not. So it really doesn't matter who we cheer for. Like you win the games you're supposed to, and it works out in your favor. Now maybe it costs you a home game or something. That could very well be the case. But I'm not cheering for those teams that I hate. I mean, I just can't do it.
Same.
I couldn't agree more, Matt. I can't stand both of them. I think I hate – this is really weird as a fan. Matt, maybe you feel this too. I hate Eli Drakewitz more than I hate Alabama, and that's quite saying something.
Wow.
I agree with that.
That's shocking.
I don't hate the team of Missouri as bad as I hate Alabama, but I hate Drinking Fifth. He is the worst.
My fault, Matt.
No, it's fine. I just dislike the guy. He's so off-putting and just so corny and just acts like he's like this like tough guy that's not walking around in cargo shorts and Crocs and in like recruiting videos. Like just very unlikable to everyone, I guess, outside their fan base.
Yeah, standing on business and all that.
Yeah. Do you think he really tries to act like a try-hard?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah. The other thing I would say is, and this is to Matt, because I know, Matt, I know how much you hate this other guy. If it came down to Beamer or Drinkwitz being your coach, would you choose to jump off the Henley Street?
Oh, yeah. If we can't shine on Sunday,
Good answer, Dixie.
Absolutely. I'm going swan dive off that thing. Which they're both actually pretty decent head coaches too.
That's what makes me hate them even more.
Yeah, because like I want them to just fail like beat Butch Jones, but they're both kind of credible in their own ways. Like I mean, I guess Drinkwitz is probably a little bit better overall with the program. But I mean, Beamer gets his teams get better throughout the season. I mean, we'll see if they do it this year. But his guys play hard for him.
He's going to Virginia Tech, right? He's going to Virginia Tech, Matt. You agree? He's going to take that job.
I mean, I guess it could get toxic in Columbia this year, and it might be a nice jumping off point for him. But I'm not sure he would. I don't know if he'd want that job or not to just follow his dad's footsteps. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes a ton of sense, especially if they kind of go 6-6 or underachieve, and the fans down there get restless for some reason. And he could be a nice just reset the clock.
Chase, I'm going to come to you in just a minute. I see your hand, brother. But I wanted to ask this off of something Dixie said. He said, if we just take care of our business and get to 10-2, we're in. If we're 9-3, we're probably out. And I'm like 95% in agreement on that. Do we think?
I just had a point about the Missouri game real quick. I'm going to be the biggest Missouri fan in the world tomorrow.
Okay.
Because how fun would it be to knock Alabama out of the playoffs next week?
No, I'm with you.
That would be really fun.
It would be, but I think we need Alabama as healthy as they can be if we were to get in, and beat them. Because a 10-2 Tennessee is still, with a win over Alabama, is in. A 10-2 Tennessee or versus a 9-3 or even an 8-4 Alabama, we could still get left out. That's what worries me, guys. I think you're 10-2 and you're probably in, but I think you want Alabama healthy. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think I tend to think it doesn't matter how we get to 10-2. I don't think it matters if Alabama's got 4 losses and we're 10-2, or Oklahoma ends up with 4. What I feel like just if we're at 10-2, the numbers are going to work themselves out and we'll be in. And I feel like with our schedule at 9-3, we would need chaos at 9-3. But my question was going to be us 10-2, us 9-3. We kind of feel like we know what we are. We all think we know. Do we feel like there's other teams in this conference that are likely in if they get to 9-3? Like Oklahoma with their schedule, if they get to 9-3, do we think they would be in? I know what else everybody does matters, but
I think if one of the, I mean, I guess this isn't shaping up to be this way, but if one of the losses was with Mateer out,
it helps.
I think that would really play into their favor, which is why I don't understand why he's playing tomorrow if he winds up playing, because it's almost like a free roll for them.
Yeah.
Like there's a chance they win anyway because of how bad Texas is offensively. But if you play Mateer and you still lose, you kind of lose a lot of that little wiggle room that you would have if you're 9-3, and you can say, hey, we went 9-3 with this schedule, but we lost to Texas without our quarterback.
Right. No, I think
they could. I guess Texas probably could as well.
Because of Ohio State being one of their losses, yeah. I mean,
and even Bama probably falls into that category. And I guess the other thing with those two is they could be 9-3, but they could be 6-2 in the league and have some tiebreaker where they sneak into Atlanta also.
Hey, Florida right now is 2-3, but they only have one SEC loss. If they win out, they're going to Atlanta.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not that they're gonna.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
But yeah, like Florida's almost a guarantee. If Florida got to 9-3, they would almost be guaranteed in the playoff. Because I think, okay, another question. Is there a scenario where a team gets to Atlanta and doesn't get in the playoffs? Let's say Florida got there, ran the table, got there at 9-3, and then got blown out and was 9-4. Would they still be in the playoff?
Yeah, that would be the test case. Or even crazier, like 8-4, they lose to Florida State at the end of the year.
Oh God, that's true.
Like they could still get to Atlanta that way, and they would for sure get knocked out there.
Yeah,
I think
So they basically have one conference loss and 3 non-conference losses. Is that what you're saying, Dixon?
well, it would be 2 because they would lose the championship game.
Yeah, we're getting way into the weeds because that's so unlikely. But I do think I'd be stunned if the SEC championship game participant gets left out. But that would have to be the case where they just have a lot of like they just have multiple non-conference losses.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, Brownie, you know our buddy Adam Brown, friend of the show, friend of the program. He's hanging out with us tonight, Rusty, here at our house. And
What's
he
up?
said there's no scenario. What'd you say? Which thing? About is there a scenario where the SEC champion or loser of the SEC championship gets left out?
Well, the way things should happen and the way things do happen are sometimes 2 completely different things. And I don't think a championship participant in this conference should ever be left out of the playoff now that it's at 12 teams. But, you never know what that group of idiots is going to do, comprised of like one media member and a bunch of ADs that have ties to other people.
The Florida example is a great one. They've got 3 losses right now. Only one of them's SEC. And if they had a 4th one with Florida State and then lost the SEC championship game to be 8-5, that's Dixie's right. That's way in the weeds and so unlikely. But would that team deserve to be in?
No.
How is that? I'm just.
No.
How is that team getting to the championship over Ole Miss or Oklahoma or?
Because
they only have one loss.
If their only SEC loss was at LSU, they would have a win over Ole Miss. They would have a win over Texas. They would have a win over Tennessee, and they would be 7-1 in conference.
And Georgia.
And they'd have a win over Georgia. So they would have like every tiebreaker with the 1-loss teams and I doubt there would be there might be one other team, but I don't think there would be 2 other teams that would be 7-1 in that scenario.
Yeah, they would have a win over A&M.
They would have a win over A&M. That's right.
This would be the perfect storm if you found a team that is somehow bad enough to lose to USF and good enough to blow out their entire conference schedule, which is never going to happen in the SEC.
Right. Speaking of USF, I left the room and North Texas was up like 2 scores, and I came back in and USF was up 3 scores.
28-0, middle 8.
Wow.
A couple of I think it was 3 turnovers.
What?
Most of punt late in the first half.
Matt, I have a sincere question because I've never gotten to ask you this straight up. How much do you like Comrade Golish? Because I think you do like him, don't you?
Oh yeah, I love the bits. Like they were scoring so quick, Rusty. We got a lay down lineman appearance.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know you love that.
He coaches it. Like Heupel's first team here is what all these USF teams remind me of. Just the really aggressiveness. They're probably not very good outside of just the dynamic offense, but it's fun as hell to watch. But yeah, they killed the middle 8.
Yeah, the lay down lineman, a Tennessee tradition. Like I love it.
Is there any doubt that Josh Heupel has a healing hands? This is from Brownie. That Heupel has like a healing hands course to all his assistants, or like I was thinking of it this way. You know how he's always carrying that the Waffle House playbook that he carries around, and he has it rolled up, and he kind of like flicks them on the butt with it. Is that like it's anointed and it just automatically heals? You see where I'm going here?
Yeah.
Probably. So I think
the holy laminate. That's good.
Yeah.
I think that Heupel doesn't love running his quarterback. I think he feels like he's only going to sprinkle it every now and then. Like on the goal line the other day to tie Mississippi State, we go quarterback power with 2 tight ends and the running back lead blocking. But last year it wasn't until really the Ohio State game when it was out of hand that we were like, oh, to hell with it. Let's just run the quarterback all game. But Golish, since he's been in Tampa, he runs his quarterback like Georgia Tech does Haynes King.
All the time. I don't know how that quarterback's made it through 7 games already.
I know.
He gets hurt every year.
He's due. Oh, Jesus.
Knocking
on wood. I'm knocking on wood. If Golish was still the OC, would we have seen the quarterback run last year with the quarterback who I believe it would have been his best asset is to have been a 14 to 15 time design run quarterback? Would Golish would we have seen that last year?
Yeah, Comrade called a whole bunch of QB powers and design QB runs for Indo.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
You know, that's an interesting point too. I wish we could have seen Golish call for Nico 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
Just to see what that looked like.
Yeah. Chase, I've been saying.
You might get to see that next year, Chase, when Nico ends up at USF.
Could be.
Yeah.
Chase, I've been saying for weeks first of all, Nico's dad's not going to allow him to go slumming down in Atlanta. But if Nico wants to be a good college quarterback, he should try to go play in that Georgia Tech offense and run it and do the same things that King does because he has the skill set to do those things. He doesn't have the skill set to be a pocket quarterback.
So I have a lot of North Carolina boosters members at my club.
Oh yeah.
And they say the Belichick news is real, like it's happening, like he's gonna be out here the next couple weeks. And they said they're going after Golish. Does Nico end up in North Carolina with Golish?
Could be, man.
Very well possibly be. Yeah.
That's not a terrible thought, and they have money to spend that they will throw away. And again, it could be successful if they run a college offense and don't try to make him a pocket passer.
Because they are going after Golish. Like that's real. So
I like that. I like that for Golish. I can't believe the Belichick thing's going up in smoke that freaking fast. That's just crazy. That's wow. Did Bob check out? Because I was gonna. Oh no, Bob's with us. Bob Baskerville, the great. How are you, buddy?
Hey guys, I'm good. I'm just multi-viewing one football, and WNBA has a repeat champion. In case you cared.
All right. Is that What city is that the champion from? I know it's not Vegas lost, right?
No, Vegas.
Oh, it's Vegas. Oh, Vegas is the winner. Okay.
Yeah. They it's their third in 4 years, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Um,
They're like the Manchester City of the Premier League, of the WNBA.
yeah, that's one way to put it. So I've been listening here for a little bit, and this is something I really want to continue to talk through this a little bit.
Please. The floor is yours.
Because I've been saying for a little while now that a 10-2 record for Tennessee, given what we're seeing, I don't think that guarantees them a playoff spot. I really don't.
I agree with you, Bob.
I think if you look at the fact that, first of all, say the SEC gets 5 teams in the playoffs. Okay, the field of 12. I don't see them getting 6. 5 is a possibility. I guarantee you that these numbskulls, I could see them trying to get the Big Ten to have, 4 in as well. And
They're going to try. I would agree, Bob. 100%.
yeah, and so the team I look at, the 2 teams I look at that could end up 10-2 here is, and I'm assuming a lot, is Indiana if they lose twice, if they lose to Ohio State and Penn State. Or not Penn State, Oregon. Sorry.
I was going to say, do you have them win?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. You have them losing tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. If that happens. Michigan, by the way, who I hate, and I don't think they're that good, but they only have 1 loss. And if they beat USC tomorrow, the only game that stands in their way from being no worse than 10-2 is Ohio State.
They don't play Penn State?
No.
Okay.
No, Penn State.
No. And then the last one I'm going to throw out there is Notre Dame. Because I promise you.
If they go 10-2, you're getting in, Bob. I agree.
Just because of their name, Notre Dame.
Well, and their 2 losses. Come on, man. Their 2 losses were by 1 point to A&M and to
3
Miami. Yeah.
to the number 3 team in the country. So
on a last-second field goal.
The only 2 ranked teams on their schedule, though, Bob. I just, I can't disagree with you. I agree with you, but it's the only 2 ranked teams they play.
oh no, I get it.
Or will play.
I get it, but they get the brand rub is my concern. I just think that if there's 5 SEC teams, we do stand a very good chance, but I don't think it's a guarantee at 10-2.
I actually – sorry, Bob. I actually think there's going to be a 9-3 SEC team get in. That's why I think us at 10-2 will be in, because I think there'll actually be a team behind us. Because I think there's only going to be 3 SEC teams at 10-2 or better at the end of it. And the fourth best SEC teams I think is going to be 9-3 this year. That's at least where I'm at.
Yeah, I guess that's the part. I mean, I know you guys have worked through a little of it. I'm just listening to kind of I guess there is the opportunity for that much cannibalization just because there's so many.
It's brutal, man.
Have tough roads ahead.
I don't remember the conference ever being this thick and brutal. Like, we all think Auburn's got a real chance tomorrow. Missouri's got a real chance tomorrow. South Carolina at LSU's got a real chance. Florida at A&M's got a chance. Oklahoma, Texas, who knows? I mean, Texas could be out of the playoffs pretty much tomorrow, although 9-3 for Texas. That's their 3rd loss, but they're the one team that 9-3 would. If there's several 9-3s, they'd win the tiebreaker because
3 to lose in 4 or 5, Rusty.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying Texas would be, if there's like several 9-3s they're juggling to figure out who. I think they might get the kiss because one of their losses would be at Ohio State.
I think, by the way, just anecdotally, I think Texas tomorrow, I mean, I know it's a close spread to begin with, obviously, but this is the type of game Texas wins tomorrow after they've kind of led us to believe that they're a fraud. I could see them beating
Well, if Mateer doesn't play, they're still a fraud.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Texas is a fraud. I think Arch Manning is, again, if his name was Arch Smith, we wouldn't talk about him the way we talk about him.
He wouldn't get hopped up as much.
What do we think as a group? Do we think Mateer's playing? Because I don't.
I think they're gonna trot it out, make a big masquerade before the game, and then they're gonna say, "Hey, he couldn't go."
That line is
Agreed.
telling that he might play.
Oh yeah, the line is assuming he's going to because they say he's probable. I just think he'll be in warm-ups, whatever. I just think when they run out on the field, he doesn't go. That's my guess.
I've talked to a lot of Oklahoma people this week. They said he's playing. So,
Are they in the know, or are they just being hopeful?
a couple of them are in the know. Yes.
Well, good luck with that. I know that even though the reduction surgery he had, I talked to my brother-in-law who's a surgeon, and he told me, he's like, he might be able to get out there and scramble around because his legs aren't hurt. Because throwing a football, his hands are going to be super swollen.
Yeah.
And,
Gripping the ball is going to be
I mean,
a real
he said
task.
He said grip is 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have a thumb surgery of any kind, reduction or which is what they're calling it, or whatever. He's like, dude, it's gonna be 6 weeks before you can proper grip it. I think people don't realize. Forgive my ignorance, y'all, but it's and just being overstated here, but like, I don't think people realize how hard it is to grip a football. Like how big those things
It's
are.
not easy.
Yeah.
You have to have large
By
hands.
the way, if y'all haven't turned it over the baseball game, 10 out of 10. It's about as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm still.
He's only been 3 weeks out, right?
Not even a full 3 weeks since surgery.
Oh wow.
I think what'll be interesting is because I think he's a total dog, but that doesn't mean he can go out there and be effective tomorrow.
Right.
To Roberto's point. So I could see him and trying to force the issue to play. I just don't know if I don't think it's gonna be like seeing week 1 or week 2 John Mateer if he's out there anyway.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if he plays, I'm just trying to envision how he's going to throw with any kind of real velocity. Like he's going to have to like almost set the ball on top of his hand different than he's done, as opposed to like holding the ball to his ear with his fingers pointing to the sky and his thumb pointing behind him. He's going to have to more cradle the ball when he's throwing it.
You're going to have to shot put it sideways.
Yeah. And that to me is or either that or he's just an incredibly fast healer. And if he plays and he has no ill effects, I'm going to be blown away.
Yeah, check his blood for BPC 157.
Right.
How about the fat guy touchdown? Anybody else see that in the USF game? That was awesome.
That guy.
Man, Golish. Is there any doubt now, guys? Is there any doubt that Golish was really making our offense go?
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean,
I still think a lot of it's Hendon Hooker.
yeah, a lot of it's
Yeah,
the two quarterbacks that happened to be the next two after Golish. I think that was as much of the problem as Golish because you couldn't run the offense the way you wanted to run it with those two guys. Their skill sets did not fit. Now, could Golish have taken those two guys and said, I'm going to use what their best skill set is and play offense this way with those two guys? That could have maybe been better, Bobby. But I don't. And Josh Heupel wasn't going to do that. Josh Heupel wasn't going to mold his offense differently. He wanted to run it the way he did, which is, like I said, there's not going to be a lot of quarterback run when he's in full control and it's really going through him. I mean, I don't think Hooker even it felt like he ran a lot. I don't think he had a game in 2 years where he carried the ball on design runs 6 times or more than 6 times. So even then, when we felt like Hooker was running a ton, it wasn't even as much as it's like nothing close to the amount of carries Mateer is going to get, or Brown's getting it at SF, or King at Georgia Tech. But maybe with Golish, he would have been like, "Hey, Nico can't throw, but he can run quarterback draw all day long, or QB power all day long, 15 times a ball game." I don't think that's the right plan in college football because I think you end up with Brown's been hurt every year, as Dixie said. King missed – how many games did Haynes King miss last year? He hadn't missed a game this year, but, I mean, he missed, 3 or 4 during the middle of the season last year?
Yeah,
he only missed 2.
2?
He missed 2.
And I mean,
and this year nobody has a quality backup anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know we know.
Playoff expectations. You're playing a 13, 14, 15 game season. Like you have to keep your quarterback healthy, and that's what like Heupel's approach to it is kind of the right one.
It is. I agree. It is. I totally agree, Dixie. I don't think you can go deep or even make the playoffs if you're running your quarterback to excess.
Well, to that extent too, you got to think he got to Ohio State last year and RB1 couldn't go. So this year, you kind of see him tailoring the running backs to that to save some tread on the tires.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, let's say we ran Nico 12, 14 times a ball game last year because it was his best strength, and he got hurt week 6 and missed 4 games, and we were going all gas, no brakes. I mean, we probably weren't in the playoffs last year if that happened, right?
I think we're an 8-4 football team at best without Dylan Sampson.
No, I'm just talking about without Nico and Gaston having to play 4 games last year. I mean, yeah, I don't think we get to 10-2.
Like if Nico, like the Bama injury, like if he had not come back from that, you don't win that game.
No.
Yeah, you go 9-3 at best.
Yeah.
Can I throw a grenade in the room and just silently walk away?
Are you going to tell a story about Corey Anderson fumbling through the end zone?
No, that made me. Oh my God, Rusty! I'm still pulling my hair out because of that one.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask, since Dixon and Bob are on here and we don't get them as often, I want to ask their opinions. I've heard Dixie say it once, but because I think it was on a post game, Dixon. But I mean, let's say Joey has to miss some time for some unforsaken reason. We don't know why. I don't want to wish that on him. But every year, a Heupel quarterback has had to have a little bit of a reprieve for one reason or another.
He's got a stomach bug.
Yeah, he's got a stomach bug. There it is. And in the third quarter, he's got the scoots and has to go in the bathroom, and we need to be trotting a guy out there, right?
McIntyre.
It's not going to be Merklinger, right? Please tell me y'all don't believe it's going to be him.
If you have to play real meaningful snaps, it's got to be McIntyre.
Merklinger. Did anybody see what I saw? Is he abysmal? I think he's abysmal.
I saw it with my own eyes, Bob.
Brownie's nodding yes in approval.
I think abysmal.
Interesting.
I think abysmal's a bit much. I think it would be hand the ball off a freaking lot and try to get back to run the ball the way you did last year if that had to happen.
It's bad.
It wasn't good. Abysmal maybe a little bit too much, but it's not good. The short answer is it's got to be George if you're going to have to play like a whole quarter without Joey. Surely to God.
What about you, Bob or Matt? Sorry, Rusty.
No, you're good. You're right. Good.
I think it's I would tend to agree. I think it's McIntyre. I've been going into during summer camp, I was one of the people saying McIntyre he needs another year to namely bulk up.
Yeah.
He's just too slight a build. That said, based on what I've seen, the eye test doesn't lie. We've all seen it. I think the differences between him when he's out there and when Jake's out there, it's pretty different. And which means McIntyre's different. And, let's just hope he doesn't get snapped in half if he's got to be out there. That's my only concern with it is that. But I would agree with you guys that it's George.
It just looks like when you see both of them play, George feels it. George feels the game the way you want your quarterback to. Like he knows where pressure is. He knows where the check down is. He just has that extra sense that good quarterbacks do of what to do in the moment when there's chaos. And it feels like Merklinger does it. And it feels like Merklinger does not feel it when there's chaos.
Hey, Matt, I want to ask you, I think it was you that said this, so I want to give you credit where it's due. Were you the one who said, I think Jake Merklinger is your backup no matter who your starter is or something to that effect? Was that you that said that? I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. I dropped that, on one of those post-game shows. I didn't want to come out and rip Merklinger. I think it was after UAB, but yeah, I think he's your backup quarterback, and you can interpret that, exactly like you did.
So basically, if
if your backup has to go in for a series, maybe two, it'll be Merklinger. But if it's any extended period of time,
it's Matt.
I think McIntyre's the quarterback.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if you end up having to switch starters for a game, I'm with you now. That's a great way of putting it, Bobby and Matt.
It was all Matt. I didn't say anything like that.
Merklinger's so for Merklinger, we're saying backup's the ceiling for him.
Right. Basically, the what I think we're saying is you don't burn George's red shirt unless he's going to start a full football game or more.
Merklinger, I'm watching 3 football games right now, guys. Merklinger would be the 5th best, maybe. He's probably the 6th best quarterback of the 6 playing in this game.
I think Merklinger may be one of the quarterbacks at Georgia Tech next year.
He'll be on the American Idol.
That'd be really interesting.
Y'all are terrible. Y'all are so mean.
Well,
I'm not being mean to him. Watch football. I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
For sure.
What'd you say, Matt?
Oh, I'm just going to hit beat Georgia Tech's backup quarterback, too.
God, Dixie.
He could be Nico's backup again. It would all come full circle.
Nico's going to USF, man.
Georgia Tech open with next year?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is it us?
It's us. No, we play them week 2, right?
We got on week 2.
Week 2.
Yeah.
He's not going to Georgia Tech.
No, Daddy isn't letting that happen. Nico may be playing in Canada or the UFL in the fall.
I'm telling you right
and if
now,
we're going
guys,
college 4th year.
USF, if he wants to stay in college another year, USF would be a nice soft landing place for him, and they got plenty of money to make Fatty Nico's dad happy. Whatever his name is, Nick, Fat Nick. To get him fat and happy, they got plenty of money down there. Thank Nick. Tell him.
Okay, guys, let's go through some games, and we're not going to pick against the spread yet. Josh is going to throw that.
I had a question for Dixie and whoever wanted to answer it before we get to that.
I was just going to talk about some games, but hit your question first.
Yeah, Dixie and whoever wants to answer this. Matt, so with Miami off to their really good start, and I know it's Mario Cristobal, but do you think there's a chance they could possibly lose the game? I'm going to go through the remaining of their schedule. Louisville at home, Stanford at home, at SMU, Syracuse at home, NC State, at Virginia Tech, and at Pittsburgh.
And Dixie, before you answer, we need to get one thing clear on that. Have you watched Miami play yet? Because that's an important factor in when you talk about teams. And some people have been known to talk about teams and not even have watched that team play. Go ahead, Dixie.
I have. I've actually probably watched them about as much as any team because they had that standalone with Notre Dame. Didn't watch a ton of the USF, but I watched them just dominate Florida.
Yep.
For a couple of quarters, and I guess kind of the same thing against Florida State. I think they could easily lose a game there somewhere along the way. Wouldn't shock me at all. Just the way that they play, they're not going to just blow teams out, and they can kind of take the foot off the gas after dominating for 3 quarters. But that's a really, really good team. I mean, obviously, the best line of scrimmage team in the sport, and maybe by a considerable margin. I think Reuben Baines, that elite, game-changing defensive player that a championship team needs. Carson Beck was pretty good against Florida State. So, but yeah, but even if they lose a game along the way, I still think they win the ACC, which a bigger picture would be we kind of just need the ACC to be a one-bid league. So, however you get there, and the Big 12 for sure. Yeah, as long as those are one-bid leagues, I don't care how they get there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah,
I think they probably lose somewhere along the way.
Matt, do you think Virginia or Georgia Tech could give them a decent game in the ACC championship?
Maybe Georgia Tech if Haynes King's healthy. Virginia, no.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's not any good. Duke
I mean, how about this? 11-1 Georgia Tech, but with 1 loss to Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
Totally agree.
And then they win the ACC championship, and they're in.
Bingo.
And Miami
I
gets
think
in.
both
That's
teams
a
would be
two-bid
in at
league.
that point.
Well, here's
That's
my
what I
thing.
mean. Yeah, no, I think it's a two-bid league at that point. You need to we need to be huge Miami fans, huge Texas Tech fans.
Yep, agreed.
I don't care who's the group of 5 team. You know, SEC is what it is. Obviously, we really need to be huge. Hope for in the Big Ten. Just hope for absolute everyone falling on swords up there. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I mean, if you get that,
they could be a 3. Bob, I know you want them. Do you think everybody wants them to be a 4-bid league? And I agree, dude. There is some really crappy football being played in that league this year.
Bobby, I mean, if you get your wish, Notre Dame.
I agree.
Notre Dame. I was gonna say, I mean, you get the Big 12 champ 1, ACC 1, Group of 5 1, and then Notre Dame. That's 4. That leaves 8 spots. It sure would be nice if Notre Dame could lose to SC. That would be really helpful. Then you get
There's 5 spots taken up by championships. Right?
That's true.
But I mean, ACC Big 10 or ACC Big 12, Group of 5. That's 3 teams. That leaves 9 spots, and hopefully Notre Dame's not one of those 9. So the other 9 teams would just come from the Big 10 and the SEC, and hopefully SEC gets 5, Big 10 gets 4, and 10-2 Tennessee's comfortably in.
I just think every year with Miami, you say this is a really good football team, but
I feel
this year,
they're so much better on both line of scrimmages now.
This year, I don't see the but.
There's not.
The butt is the dude standing on the sideline.
That's what I was just going to
Mario
Exactly.
If you dominate the line of scrimmage like they do, it's hard to screw that up as the head coach.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Even for that guy. I mean, he probably will find a way at some point, but I mean, it's really hard when you just are dominating up front on both sides.
You would need Beck to have a really bad day, I think, would be the only way you could.
Like a 2 or 3 interception game.
Yeah, you would need Beck to resort to like middle of last season whenever he was just throwing the ball to the other team for no uncertain reason. I think that's the only way you're going to get Miami a loss before the playoffs is him to have a horrific day. So let's just talk about these games real quick. Not picking them.
Well, I got DraftKings up. I can say out the games, whatever game you want me to talk about.
I know. I have notes. I'm all over it.
Okay. So
Rusty has notes. All right. I got a beer. What's better?
So Bama, Missouri leading us off tomorrow.
No, Josh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bama, Missouri. That game is going to come down to the same thing every time Bama plays. If they give Simpson time to throw, they're going to win that ball game comfortably. If Missouri gets home with the pass rush, rushing 4, I think Missouri wins. I think it's pretty simple.
Alabama's giving up 5.74 yards per play when they're on defense.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say Alabama is?
Yes. Yeah.
Jeez, Pete, I didn't know that. Their defense isn't good, huh? Is there a good defense in the SEC? Like besides Oklahoma, I guess Florida's good.
LSU's pretty good.
LSU's elite on defense.
Okay, but do any of those teams have an offense to boot?
LSU doesn't.
No, Florida probably really doesn't.
Florida may.
Here, Oklahoma is not going to go. If he is really out for 5 or 6 weeks, they're not going to the playoffs. I will tell you that right now.
I think Florida's defense is really good. And if somebody will continue to let Billy know, if you give it to the ball 27 times a game, it makes Lagway's job a lot easier, and they're better on offense.
Well, here's one thing I will say. I mean, I know our eye test on our defense doesn't look great, but there's only one team in the SEC that has faced more rushing attempts than us, and that's Mississippi State.
We actually hit on that before.
We did before you got on Chase. When you adjust for the schedules that everybody's played, we're 10th in the country against the rush when you factor in who teams have played. So our big thing, Chase, and we talked about this earlier again, our big thing is 3rd and longs, money downs. We're abysmal on money downs, and that can be corrected with a little bit of education. Hopefully, that's all they did was self-scout during the bye week. Why are we giving up 3rd and longs? where are we making mistakes? Because I think those are always mental errors or a bad coverage by a coach calling lots of zero blitzes when you got Gunner Stockton in 3rd and long. Not that I'm still harping on that or anything.
What is our third down efficiency on defense?
It's in the
46%, I think.
It's in the 80s nationally. Not great. So
go ahead.
I still say Bama's going to win ball games and lose ball games this year based simply on if they give Ty Simpson time to throw, they're going to win their ball games. If you get home on him without bringing extra guys, he'll get very, very ordinary.
Who would you favor if that game is a shootout tomorrow? I would favor Missouri.
No, if it's a shootout, I'm going Bama.
Passing game.
It's Bama's passing game. If it's a shootout. It's
Brian Williamson and whatever his name is, the weird name.
If it's a shootout, they're protecting Simpson, and he's going to score enough points to outscore Missouri.
That's true.
Yeah.
Lysol. Yeah.
Florida A&M. We giving Florida any chance tomorrow after beating Texas and then going on the road to Kyle Field?
No chance.
Why not? Maybe I'm weird. I'm not that impressed with Texas A&M. I know people.
I'll go ahead, Burger.
I was just saying, I'm not as impressed with A&M as people seem to be. I thought they were pedestrian as hell for 3.5 quarters. They sleptwalked through that game the other day against Mississippi State. And if Mississippi State could do anything against them offensively, their defense is very good, by the way, A&M. I don't think they're that good. I may be wrong.
Yeah, I just feel like Florida.
It's that good.
Yeah, I feel like Florida after playing a really good game against Texas, I feel like they have a little bit coming back down their crappy game.
That would be my thought, is that they're going to go on the road.
So bad on the road.
Yeah.
So I think A&M in a lot of ways kind of profiles like Tennessee last year, where if they're never going to wow you, their resume is going to be a lot better than the eye test. Because I just think they're going to be a lean on their defense and kind of that strong running game. So they'll be in lower scoring kind of one possession games, which you're always ripe for an upset on one of those fluky type plays.
Yeah, without hyping a team up that I want to lose another ball game. We've talked about them. I think Notre Dame was actually the better team in both of their losses and just ended up with less points than the other.
I agree with that.
I think they were the better team in Miami that night, and Beck hit a couple of crazy touchdown passes.
I want to know how that feels as a Tennessee fan, Rusty.
Yeah, we've been better in every game this year, but we have a loss in our column.
Rusty, Notre Dame kind of killed themselves to start the game with those few turnovers.
Oh yeah, for sure. It just felt like.
Is there a world where we can make the playoffs in Georgia camp? By the way, that just triggered that for me, Rusty. Is there a world where that happens?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a scenario where we can get to 10-2 for sure, and they end up with 3 or 4 losses. They still got Texas, the cocktail party, Auburn tomorrow, which we haven't even talked about yet. I mean, I think they win comfortably tomorrow.
Tech's not terrible. Brownie said Tech. They're not terrible. And it's at Tech, man.
Yeah, that's right. They get Tech at the end of the year. I mean, there's definitely a scenario where we can get in and they get left out.
Rusty, because they have back-to-back tough games at Auburn, then they come at home next week against Ole Miss.
Nice. So,
Skinny Kenny Powers on the mound for the Mariners. Look at this guy. It's like a Skinny Kenny Powers.
Yeah. Oh, he does, man. Good gravy. Indiana, Oregon, Bob. This one's a Bob Baskerville special. Indiana going out to Eugene, Oregon.
Hold on. Bob's Indiana Hoosiers.
Bob Baskerville.
Easy there. They're not my Hoosiers. It's just my home state. That's all.
Your Indiana Hoosiers. I keep saying it because I'm just going to speak it into existence, Bob. You hate them, right? You loathe them because you're a Purdue guy, right?
Yeah, when you grow up in that state, you're one or the other, and it's a majority of Indiana fans. I grew up a Purdue fan. My brother went to Purdue, so I do loathe them. Now, particularly that they have newfound success in football, I would argue that them being relevant in basketball is good for college basketball. I despise them in football, but they're good, and I'd argue they might be. I've been saying this all season. They might be better than last year's team. I really think they are, and tomorrow's going to be. I think it's going to be a fun game, man. It's two Peacock coaches, man. They both want to beat the hell out of each other.
You could have just left the P part of that out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's I'm of the mind Oregon's going to win, but I'd be shocked if it's a blowout. I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
I don't see Indiana getting blown out tomorrow, but I think Oregon wins. I agree with Bob.
All right.
I'm actually going to pivot on this a little bit. I think Indiana might have the best quarterback in the country. And he's definitely the more experienced quarterback. And I think he's going to go to Eugene. He's going to show Dante Moore a lesson and going to give them their first Big Ten loss in the conference.
Wow.
Chase calling for a Hoosier win.
I'll be miserable then by tomorrow.
That would be good for my Indiana over 8.5 win bet.
You can go ahead and cash that, Joshua boy.
Yeah.
South Carolina, LSU. Gamecocks got any chance?
Yes.
Yeah, I give them a fighting chance tomorrow.
No, you can't score.
Yeah.
You always have a chance to beat a team if they can't score points. I don't care how good their defense is.
No, you're right.
Especially if you can get a special teams touchdown or two.
Beamer ball.
And LSU special teams have been awful under Kelly. But it's a night game at Tiger Stadium, so the South Carolina will have to earn it for sure.
Yeah. Sellers will have to go out of his mind.
That could happen.
Could. Absolutely could. Arizona State and Utah. Anybody got a feel on that one up?
You need Utah to beat the living hell out of them as a Tennessee fan because you do not.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Levitt's out for.
Yeah, Levitt is out.
Yeah.
Jeff Sims still has eligibility.
That's why
Jeff Sims is still playing quarterback in college.
You're talking about the guy who's in Nebraska and
Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
oh my God, he still plays college football.
this is like his 6th or 7th year.
I'll say he's in my white class. I'm pretty sure we've been married for almost 18 years.
He was the quarterback for Nebraska when they went and got the throttled at Colorado Dion's first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Utah, that could be their second home loss in a season, which they never lose there. So, yeah, I think they're going to blow out Arizona State tomorrow.
But if
No,
I'm
it's not losing that. He's not losing that game.
No. What, Joshy?
But if I'm Sims, I do one thing tomorrow: get the ball to Jordan Tyson.
It's a good idea. Jet sweeps, bubble screens, anything that they can do to put the ball in Tyson's hand, they need to do it. I just don't think they got a prayer.
I don't either.
All right, guys. It's already approaching midnight on the East Coast for you guys. So I do know that most of y'all need to get to bed. I will go ahead and throw this out there. We will be joining you on the East Coast in the Eastern time zone at Christmas. We're coming back to Tennessee.
Welcome home, Rusty.
Welcome home, Rusty.
Thank you, guys. Can't wait to be able to see you guys in person a whole lot more.
So you're joining, like, moving back?
Yep, moving back to our house in Kingsport.
Nice. That's nice.
Yep.
Is anybody watching Washington and Rutgers send football back a generation?
What's going on in that ball game?
Oh, weird. They're both bad.
Washington just scored a TD.
Score, but
I mean, that Washington is elite.
Quarter.
That Washington is elite. They played Ohio State within like 17 points, and that Ohio State team is maybe as good a football team that's ever been assembled.
come on, Rusty. I mean, this is the best I got, Rusty. I'm trying.
Come on.
I mean, come on. I mean, just dead.
Come on, Rusty. Come on.
That's who I hope Florida doesn't hire.
Jed Fish.
Yeah, because he'd bring that quarterback with him.
Yeah.
He's a nice player.
Dabo
He's
to
a
Florida.
really good coach. I mean, I think he's actually from the Belichick tree.
Yeah.
I don't want him in Gainesville for. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want him.
Yeah.
In,
That'd be
I would
scary.
Give me Dabo in Florida.
oh my God. Dabo and
Think
Gainesville.
about it. Think about it. When you think about Florida, you think about culture issues. What is the best way to do that than to just flip it?
Well,
If it meant he could win a ball game, he would bring Aaron Hernandez back.
the best thing to the University of Tennessee would be that Florida keep winning this year. We beat them down there, and Billy stays their coach, and that could happen.
Yeah, I've heard through grapevines that they don't necessarily want to move on yet.
No, they don't. I think is it $42 million buyout?
It's
Is that right?
it's hefty.
They don't. I mean, my cousin played there. They don't want to fire him. I can tell you they're desperate to not spend that money. Plus, Strickland's still there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the moment you get rid of Billy, Lagway's in the portal. Not that he's great, obviously.
Strickland's tied to Billy, so
Bottom of 10, Seattle's got a lead off man on second. So guys, I've wasted all my things that I was going to talk about tonight.
Didn't you use them appropriately? It's not a waste if you use it appropriately.
Yeah.
Rusty.
I mean, I could harp on one more thing, another Jordan Moore stat nugget. He sent me the graph. He sends me graphs all the time. Bless his heart. I love it. And then I have to have him explain it to me because I'm not smart enough to understand it without his helping.
Now tell me what the hell this means.
Yeah. But he sent me the one where it shows teams, how good they are, and their offensive success when you play zone against them, and how successful they are when you play man-to-man against them. And I know this horse is definitely dead, but I'm going to beat it again. Georgia, when you play zone against them, they're in the low 30s in their success rate against zone, and then they're in the high 60s when you play man against them. So Auburn tomorrow would be wise to play lots and lots and lots and lots of zone, and we would have been really wise to do it too. It's the last time I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah.
Uncle Fluffy showed up.
Yeah.
Uncle Fluffy, gotta love him.
Actually, even to that end, though, Rusty, you know what really showed up? 16 feet wide, right? Because if that ball is 16 feet to the left or less today, we're sitting here like, hey, isn't it cool that we can go beat, revenge our Arkansas loss? It's not the revenge he seeks, it's the reckoning. Thank you, Rusty.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 16 feet to the left. The University of Tennessee's number 4 or 5 in the country right now.
If it's just got like 2% of draw on it, just like a tiny little bit of draw,
little trap draw. That's all we need.
It's all we needed, and that ball's swinging back around. Perry, who has been in the chat quite a bit, he brings up a good point. We are a man-to-man team, Rusty. Jesus. I don't disagree with that. I just know that day we
So you're referring to Rick Barnes?
we sacked Gunnar Stockton 3 times. It was all when we rushed 4 and played zone. He completed 34% of his passes when we played zone. He completed 84% when we played man. So we might be a man team, but we had much more success in that ball game when we played him against in zone.
We're a man team without our 2 starting corners.
Yeah.
And we didn't adjust to that.
Correct. Yeah. Let's keep putting 4 on an island.
How bad is it that we're down our 2 starting corners and we're still going to put a corner in the first round?
Yeah.
Possibly 2.
Yeah. There's a real likelihood that that one of them doesn't play, that maybe not play this year, and then another one go in the first round. It's so. If we just we just need one of them. We just need one of those guys, and I feel like we're undefeated right now, ranked number 3.
I think that if we had Jackson, Moy, and Hobbs for the Georgia game. We were undefeated because I think we would get pressure with 4 with those guys up front. That's just me. Rusty, I do have a question in that regard.
Sure. Hit it.
Well, I don't know if it's the right way to ask it, but if we get those guys back or one of those guys back, well, it doesn't even matter. That doesn't even matter. How do we get our 5 best defensive backs on the field right now? Because McMurray's definitely one of them. Hood is absolutely one of them. I really, really think that Boo Carter is one of them right now.
He is.
And how do we get those guys on the field all at the same time?
Let's just say real quick. Let's say your best 5 are Hood, McMurray, Boo, and our current 2 safeties. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we're not gonna play anybody else regularly at those 2 safety positions.
We're not gonna move Boo Carter to safety.
We are not. Yeah, just forget about the idea of one of the stars moving to safety. Neither one of the star guys are moving to safety. The only way to get the 5 best, if Redmond's the 6th guy, would be to move one of the star guys to his corner spot, which would be moving McMurray to corner opposite Hood, and then having Boo play star. And because
Redmond not better at corner than our 2 safeties are at safety currently.
it's not that. It's the fact that the learning curve going from star to a safety is a really big difference, and neither one of them have ever worked much at safety. And in the middle of the season, they're not going to make that transition to move one of them to either one of those positions. But they could move McMurray to corner because he's played it plenty. Or even you could probably get Boo up to speed on playing corner because it's a totally different position. There's so many differences in any one of those, the nickel or the 2 corners, to playing safety, that they're not going to make that move. I think your best 5 would be to move McMurray in place of one of the safeties. That's your best 5, but it's not a possibility. It's a good question though, Bobby. JMO's been blowing me up wanting McMurray to move to safety, and I just don't. Not for a second do I think it's a possibility.
Hold on, Brownie's got something to say, and I tend to agree with that.
And I don't think McMurray's athletic enough to be a true cover corner in the SEC.
Agree.
I agree with you there. That's why I want him at safety.
And you can't move Boo Carter because he's, kind of lost some of the time they're playing star, and that's where he's played for 2 years. So you can't move him. But no, it's everything Rusty said. I agree with. It's just McMurray's a much better star than corner.
Which is a shame because we have 2 really good stars. I feel like they're both playing really high-level football, but you can't have them on the field at the same time. That's kind of where we're all at on this. I think we both know. I mean, Boo graded out the highest graded out defensive back across the country against Mississippi State. It was Boo. And the next highest for us, the next highest defensive back grade was for McMurray, and he was really high up on the list too. So, those 2 guys are playing that position really well, but there's only one position for them to play. It sucks. What we really need is McCoy to be playing Redmond's position. That's really what it comes down to.
But I do think having Moy and Hobbs on the field together at the same time is going to make Redmond's job a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think I agree because they're going to get pressure up the middle. What were you going to call Brownie?
Yeah, I want to hear what Brownie said.
I was just saying, the value of every game that Redmond starts, he moves closer to being in that top 5 because he's clearly got the talent to be there. It's just that he's a freshman. So every single time he gets those live reps, especially against SEC opponents, which he's already better than he was week 1, and he was good week 1. So every single time he goes out there and starts, he's inching closer to being solidified in that top 5. So there's value to, even if he's not there now, playing him now.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's fair.
Who's going to lead the Tennessee Volunteers in rushing tomorrow?
Boo Carter.
Oh my God, that lady's going to hear you say that, and she's going to come on here and request, and she's going to talk for 20 minutes about why he needs to play offense.
I'm actually going to say Peyton Lewis because I think we pull away in the second half.
Okay. I would have thought nobody would ever have dared to say Peyton Lewis. I would have thought Joey Aguilar before Peyton Lewis.
I really do.
And
I think we're going to pull away.
I've advocated for him to get a lot more carries.
Lewis is going to play very much for the rest of the year from the things I've heard. Matt, maybe you.
He's running better. He's running the football better. He's blowing pass protection so bad.
Yeah. Well, if there's ever a defense for Peyton Lewis to find vision to find
It's
a hole, it's Arkansas.
Well, there's
Poor
lots
guy runs into blocks all the damn time.
Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. I think it's going to be Star because it's always going to be Star until I'm proven different.
Thank you. I agree.
No, Star is my RB1. He is my RB1. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Star leads in rushing tomorrow.
Go ahead. Somebody was going to say something. Anybody? Okay, I thought I heard W. Lynn breathing heavy.
No.
Okay.
No, he's working on the 67 team, 12 team.
Yeah.
I actually love me some W. Lynn. I'm not gonna lie. I celebrate W. Lynn a lot.
How my friends and compatriots doing today?
And compatriots.
The children at home tomorrow.
For the whole panel, okay, how many over under 1.5 tutties for our boy 17 Tron?
Over under 1.5.
I'm gonna say he gets a 3-piece tomorrow.
Ooh.
Is Travis Smith and Rodarius Jackson officially out?
Travis Smith is now listed as doubtful as of like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll say over.
Oh my God, that's a push off. That is a push off and a half in this Washington game.
I saw it too. Rodarius Jackson's brains are still scrambled eggs, by the way.
Neither did TD.
Hat trick for Brazel tomorrow. Screw it.
That's what I'm saying, Chase.
I'll take a brace, Rusty. Would you take a brace?
Absolutely, I'll take a brace and a heartbeat. That's 2 for not in.
And some road rush, too.
Soccer fan friends.
No, a brace is 2 in soccer, Joshy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
You talking about a neck? Talking about a neck brace? You thought you were talking about a neck brace?
Josh, he dropped the neck brace.
I've got a hot take. I've got a hot take. Braylon Staley has a rushing touchdown.
Gas pipes in the game for South Florida. They're
Yes,
going
he
for the
is.
70 burger.
Man, the under or the over was never in doubt in this game. Was it?
It shouldn't have been, apparently.
This team has done defense since like 1961. Oh, there it is. And there's your, I believe that's your over in the Fresno State, Colorado State game for those of you playing the ponies today.
Nice. What other ones you got for us, Bobby? How many over under tomorrow? Tennessee has 3.5 sacks. Over under.
Way over.
Wow.
7.
I got one.
They're going to force him out of the pocket a few times, and he's quick and he runs really well. But I think
these guys are they've been pretty successful. It's kind of a tale of two cities for them. They're one of the worst in the country defensively on third downs, but they're also one of the best in the country offensively on third down. So we gotta get him out of there, you know. And I worry Petrino might be the type. You know, he's got nothing to lose, man. I could see him, you know, going for it on fourth a few times too.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're still perfect in the red zone. I might be mistaken on that though.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting game. I still believe they're going to be in good shape, but I don't know.
Hey, Dixie, what is our red zone percentage as a defense? I know you run those stats. You track your 10 things every week. It's really bad. I know that. Where are we red zone deficiency on defense?
I think they're like 124th in red zone TD touchdown percentage allowed.
Yeah, because it's it was well over 80%, wasn't it? Maybe even over 90% of times teams get in red zone. We allow.
It's like in the 80s, and I think I want to say Arkansas might lead the country in that. That's like 89%. So that might kind of decide the game, or at least decide how many points Arkansas scores.
So they're the best in the country at scoring in the red zone. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think they score. It's like 90% touchdown in the red zone, but they never go for they never kick, so it's always like a touchdown or bust.
17 for 19.
Yeah, they're really good, and Tennessee's not been very good so far. That's probably that, and Arkansas has been pretty good on third downs too. So those two kind of situational things are really what I'm watching for. I think Arkansas is going to move the ball. It wouldn't surprise me to see them get 28 or 31. That wouldn't shock me at all.
I think they score 31, Matt. I agree with you there. I've been thinking that all week. 47-31 is the final score. Is my gut for some weird reason. Somewhere in there.
Say that score again.
Somewhere around 47-31. Somewhere around there. Do we already have that one? Matt, do we already have that? Somebody ask Brian.
Brian says he doesn't have that one. So.
Yeah, Ronnie, we don't have that one.
Do we think we can get in the 40s against these guys?
I think it would be a shame if we didn't.
Yeah, keep our points up. Keep our stats.
I mean, they're so bad on defense. You would think. I mean, you should get in the 40s. Joshy, are you ready to do picks? And I appreciate everybody for jumping on tonight.
Do we think that the interim coach bump, Petrino doesn't seem to be the kind of coach that would he'd be the kind of coach that would happen with.
Yeah, but he's already been there. He's already been there.
I mean, and their offense is not the problem. I don't know how that could get they're all of a sudden going to be locked in defensively. I mean, they quit the Notre Dame game, but everybody else has gone up and down the field on them. I don't know how they're going to get better there.
I mean, maybe for a half, when they come out there with a little bit of juice, bit of bye week, but once Tennessee kind of pulls away, I don't see them being very competitive.
All right.
I don't know. After all this talk tonight, I'm starting to get nervous, guys. They're making gas pipe take a knee. Poor gas pipe. Oh. Man, let him throw a touchdown. Goal is coming on.
He's about to now. They just called a timeout. Or something happened.
No, it's That's very cool. I'm starting to get a little nervous about tomorrow, guys. I thought all week we were going to win by easily double digits, but now I'm starting to.
I mean, that gum, Berto, we haven't beat them in 18 years.
You sound like J-Mo.
Or 17 years.
How is it that we've only played them 4 times in 18 years, and they're in our conference?
Bro. Georgia's been to Texas A&M. Neil.
Georgia has gotten the long end of the stick, not the short end. Georgia's gotten the long end of the stick in scheduling for about 3 decades, and their fans bitch more than anybody about what happens to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
screwed on the scheduling. So actually, this year you just have to play an SEC schedule like the rest of us have done for what 25 years.
Yeah.
Still, their second tough. I mean, still their toughest game every single year is played on a neutral site. Let's not forget that.
Well, guys, we have had a good time tonight. Done a lot of bantering. Talked everything 10 ways of Sunday. I know this doesn't really pertain to like Bob and Dixie, but I want to thank you guys both for being on here with us and giving so much of your time. If you want to stay with us, please feel free. But we're going to do our thing now where Josh is going to hit us with some point spreads and do some picks for tomorrow. So whenever you're ready, Joshy, we can go to that.
Yeah, guys.
I'm gonna hop off, guys. Thank you, though.
Bob, thank you, buddy.
Have a good night, Bob.
Am I seeing you tomorrow, Bobby? Oh,
I am. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to hit the scrimmage for the basketball team, and then maybe stop.
Come over at that. That's when let's get in there. Don't you dare break Adam Brown's heart. Brownie will be heartbroken if you don't show up. You're his idol.
I bet. All right. See y'all.
All right, y'all ready?
Sure, buddy. Let it rip.
Yep. First game, we got Alabama taking on Missouri. Alabama is a 3.5-point favorite. Roberto, who you picking?
Dang, Joshy boy, couldn't have saved that one for the end. Burying the lead a little bit.
It's early.
Alabama's given 3.5 on the road.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I will not believe in Missouri. I think they're pretty good. I do think Missouri's pretty good, and I'm glad they're not on our schedule. I think Alabama wins by 8 to 10.
Rusty.
Bama.
Jana.
Bama.
Chase.
Oh, Alabama.
Dixie.
I lean Bama, but the huge scheduling dynamic edge for Missouri, and Bama just really struggles against the run defensively. So that Missouri stretch play in Ahmad Hardy, it almost feels too good to be an upset. So I'd take Bama.
Yeah, give me Alabama.
Okay, everybody went Bama, so that means it's going to go the other way. All right.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that one's going to get us. Bama will win by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next game, we didn't talk about this game, but Ohio State taking on Illinois and Champaign. Buckeyes are 14.5-point favorite. Roberto, who you picking?
Sorry, I was talking to Brownie. Josh, you hit that number again. I'm sorry. I don't know what the number got now.
14.5 Ohio State.
God, I think my 30 Ohio State.
Rusty.
Oh, hold on. I think I'm pretty sure. Ohio State's going to beat, and I don't know if you've seen Julian saying. Ohio State. There you go.
Ohio State.
Come on, Rusty. Come on.
Ohio State. They're really good.
Yeah, they are.
All jokes aside.
All right, Jana.
Yeah, it's not even. I don't even know that they're going to lose a game.
Chase.
Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State can pretty much name their score in this game. Give me the Buckeyes by 50.
Dixie.
Yeah, Ohio State easily covers. Not by 50, though. Only Indiana does that to Illinois.
Oh, yeah, they're going to win by like 30. They're the greatest team in college football. Come on, man.
Come on. All right, next game. This is probably my second favorite game of tomorrow. We got Indiana taking on Oregon. Oregon as a 7.5-point favorite. Roberto, who you picking?
I'm taking Indiana. I don't. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull a chase on you for the extra half a point. I'm going to take Indiana straight up. I think we'll win. I don't know why. and they're bad for Tennessee. But I think they win straight up tomorrow.
Rusty.
Duckies.
Jana.
They are in Oregon, right?
Yes.
Oregon.
Chase.
All kidding aside, that game Indiana outright.
Go ahead, Berto.
Yeah.
What time is that game at tomorrow?
That's the 3:30 CBS game.
Oh, it's not their big noon.
No.
No, it's in Oregon. They can't do big noon in Oregon, I don't guess.
It's game day. It's game day.
Give me Kurt Signetti and the boys to cover, but not to win outright.
Yeah, agree.
Dixie, what do you think about this game?
I actually agree with you, Josh. I think Oregon wins, but Indiana covers.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next game, Red Rivers shootout, Oklahoma, Texas. Oklahoma, 1.5 point favorite. Berto, who you picking?
Texas, because John Mateer doesn't play tomorrow. Or he's ineffective.
Rusty.
Oklahoma either way.
All right. Jana.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Oklahoma.
Chase.
If Florida could do what they did to Arch, I am worried about Arch tomorrow. Give me Oklahoma big.
Wow.
The only
Big.
concern I have if Mateer doesn't play, if Michael Hawkins plays again, we saw what happened last year when he played against Texas. But I don't think he plays. Give me Oklahoma and moneyline Mateer.
Oh, money line Mateer, she said.
Dixie, what do you think about this game?
I think Texas wins if Mateer doesn't play. But if Oklahoma wins, I think their defense outscores their offense.
Next game, we got Georgia traveling to Auburn. Georgia is a 3.5 point favorite. Roberto, who you pick?
Y'all better be Georgia fans. And I hate it. And I think Jackson, whatever his name is, I just blanked. Arnold, I think he's a joker. And that's Georgia all the way.
Rusty.
Georgia.
Jana.
Yeah, Georgia.
Chase.
Jackson Arnold had a bye last year before he played Alabama and played really, really well. I'm going to say he covers the spread tomorrow. So give me Auburn.
Give me Georgia.
That game's at Auburn, right?
Yes, that's a night game.
Dixie.
Yeah, Jordan Hare at night's one of the more hostile and one of the better home field advantages in big spots like this. Auburn's got the receivers that could win the downfield balls to attack that defense. It's not a vintage Kirby Smart defense, but unless they get fluky scores, Jackson Arnold's not beating a Kirby Smart team. Give me Georgia in the points.
Next game, we got Michigan taking on USC. Trojans are a 2.5 point favorite. Roberto, who you picking?
Where is that game?
It's in USC, Los Angeles.
God, that's a snoozer. I guess I'll take USC because it's at home, but man, I'm not even to turn that game on.
Rusty.
SC.
Jana.
Yeah, this is a lot of people saying the same thing, but SC.
Chase.
Yeah, give me Southern Cal.
Give me Michigan. Matt, what do you think about this game?
I promise I'm not telling you, Josh Boy. Give me Michigan. I think their physicality just wears USC down, and it becomes kind of a street fight game. And I don't think USC responds too well when they get punched in the mouth.
Next game, we got Arizona State taking on Utah. Utah is an 8.5 point favorite. Roberto, who you pick?
Arizona State in the points, but I think Utah wins.
Rusty.
Utah covers.
Oh, wait. Is Arizona State's quarterback out? Levitt's out, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Never mind. I changed that.
Check
you
your
don't.
pick. Yeah.
Yeah, give me Utah to cover. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, Chase. Okay. Jenna.
Utah.
Yeah, give me Utah. We're all on Utah. Matt.
Yeah, I'll take Utah. Should be a fun night watch tomorrow night though.
Next game, we got Florida traveling to College Station. Texas A&M is a 7.5 point favorite. Roberto, who you picking?
Sorry, we were yammering. What was that, Josh? I'm so sorry. I don't want to be that guy. Touchdown.
Florida, Texas A&M. A&M 7.5 point favorite.
Forgive me for not being a believer in A&M. I'm just not. I was telling Brownie. That's what we were just discussing. I'm not a believer. I think Florida's going to be right there. I do. And they might beat them. And that would be good for, by the way.
You picking a Mount Rider spread?
Spread.
Okay. Rusty.
Florida to lose and cover.
Jana.
I'm going to take A&M.
Chase.
I'm going to take Florida. A&M just tends to muddy up games that they shouldn't muddy up. So take them to cover.
Billy Nate here for the record.
Yes.
All right. Give me Florida. A&M leads by 14 with 2 minutes left, and Florida gets a backdoor cover. Dixie.
A&M pulls away in the second half. Lagway has at least 3 interceptions.
Boy, there's a prospect.
I think he'll have in a headlock.
Hey, Matt, I did not know that this Washington quarterback was as good as he was until you said something earlier. I've been watching him. Dude can
Really, really, really
He's
good.
pretty dang good.
play.
And his best receiver is an elite guy as well.
All right.
Yeah. Don't think we want that kid in Florida.
That's a sneaky team that I don't know their schedule, but that looks like a 9, potentially 10 win type team.
They got Michigan on deck next week. All right. Final game for the Pigs. We got Arkansas coming to Neyland Stadium, taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee is a 12.5 point favorite.
What? Wait, what?
It was 12, but he's rounding up.
I thought it came down to under 10 now. I thought what I heard.
It was back up to 10.
That's when I did these earlier today.
Okay, it came back up.
I mean, I'd love to have the 10. I would take the 10 or 10.5, but I'm really worried now. I've been saying all week it's going to be a 13 to 15 point victory, but
Score.
so many, they can just score. I think they backdoor cover us, make us sweat, because we're Tennessee and we can't have nice things. So I hope I think Arkansas covers.
What's your score, Bobby?
I think I score within that parameter, don't I? 45-33.
Okay.
Losing on the hook.
Rusty.
41-28. Tennessee covers by hook.
Jana.
52-12.
I like it.
Chase.
Squeaking out by 40.
47-21.
47-20.
Give me Tennessee 45, Arkansas 28. Matt, what's your score prediction?
Joshy, well, you're like my iPhone. You're reading my mind. I got Tennessee 48-28.
Matt, since you're here, again, thanks for joining us, Matt.
Yes, thank you, time, Matt.
What do you think's the key for Tennessee? Can you give me a fun prop bet for the game? Like we always say, what's your score in a prop bet? What's your prop bet? Something interesting off the wall.
How about Joey Aguilar to have more rushing yards than Taylor Green?
Ooh.
That's a really good prop.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
That's good stuff.
That's a good.
Wait, does Joey pull a good? And does he pull a double tomorrow? 300 yards passing and 100 yards rushing?
No.
Oof.
Josh isn't going to let him run that much.
No,
I'm
way,
kidding.
Yeah.
In the first quarter, maybe. I'm just kidding.
Let's go! Arkansas's ass on defense.
All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, so much for joining. Thanks, Dixie. Thanks, Bob Baskerville.
Thanks, Dixie. Thanks, Bob.
Everybody, it was a ton of fun tonight.
Down for sitting on the couch next to me and chatting ball.
Thank you, Brownie.
Thanks, Brownie.
We'll see you boys. Love y'all. GBO. Hey, come by the
GBO.
GBO. See you boys.
JBO.